All right. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Awesome. And you just see my screen. There's nothing else on the screen besides our faces and then how to use webinars to close out sales like a boss.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, cool. So, I mean, the reason why I chose this picture real quick is because it's kind of symbolic to me, honestly, Steve. Steven or Steve? What would you like me to call you?
Steven?
All right, cool. Yeah, Steven. Cool, man. I used to have a friend named Steven. Anyway, so how to use so this is a picture that's really symbolic to me because this is actually our first vacation outside of the country, and well, actually, it wasn't, but it was because it was the first time that we actually paid for it. Because the last time we went out was actually on our honeymoon, and it was actually paid by her father. So this was symbolic for me, and also it was actually the same month that we hit our first 5-figure month, which we made a little over $10,000. So I really hold dear to this picture because it just represents to me what's possible. Because when I got started online, I struggled for a long time, to be specific, about 7 months, and to the point where I was literally about to go homeless. I kid you not. My church literally gave me 2 weeks to get my act together, and in those 2 weeks I did something that really I just kind of started digging deep, and when I found exactly what was inside of me, I realized that I was powerful, and I realized that I can make things happen. So this picture really means a lot to me, and I'm sure that I'm sure that you've probably gotten breakthroughs in your business, you've gotten results, but I'm sure that when you get to the next level, when you make 5 figures, have you made 5 figures, just to make sure? Can you hear me?
Not within Empower Network.
Got it. Okay, cool. So, when you do that, right, when you cross it over, it's going to be a really, really phenomenal feeling. Okay. So basically, yeah. So that's what I'm going to share with you. So if you can if you can block out distractions, if you can kind of just, pull out your notebook, pull out your paper, get ready, right? Because I really believe this is going to blow your mind. And I'm going to share with you some cool little strategies that you can implement as soon as today. I really do believe that what I'm going to share with you is worth at least $10,000, because that's how much this information has really allowed me to make in multiple months as well. So just let me know if you're ready. If you're ready, we'll get started.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, perfect, man. You excited, by the way?
Yeah, I am.
Cool. By the way, I'm recording this, so I'll give you the recording as a gift.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. So, that's actually me, my wife, some of my team members there. And, this is a webinar that we did actually with David Wood. And, you can actually see how many people in attendance are. And let me tell you something. Webinars are so much fun. Like, they are so much fun, dude. Like, and the cool thing about webinars is that when people see you on a webinar, you have to understand psychologically what's happening in their mind, right? They're automatically looking at you as an expert, right? It's kind of like the Jesus effect, right? The further Jesus got away from his home, the more miracles he could create, right? Because he was he was just more in a better position. And the same thing with webinars. It kind of it automatically makes you like Jesus, right? And even if you have no idea what you're doing, if you just have a structure, which I'm going to share with you later on, what you're going to realize is that you can actually crush it with webinars, dude. And you can not only can you recruit more people, but you'll get more upsells. Not only will you get more upsells, but you'll get more people to fall in love with you. And if you get people to fall in love with you and your brand, then really it doesn't matter how many upsells, it doesn't matter what Empower Network tries to sell your team, because they've already fallen in love with you and they trust you, and they trust that what you're doing and where you're in is going to work for them in their business. Make sense? Right? So I mean, webinars. I mean, I know you've never done webinars. I think you told me like you're willing to get uncomfortable, which is awesome. But yeah. I mean, don't you think it's cool to have like an audience, and don't you think it's cool to have people kind of just, show up and, watch you speak? It's kind of like you speaking on stage, but online.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So, from webinars, literally, I've been able to recruit over 134 people into my business. Okay. And the truth is that, it honestly, and I kind of, what I did is I kind of blocked a couple of things out here because I didn't want to show their personal information. But, just in 1 month, I was able to recruit over 48 people into my business just from using webinars, right? So it's really, really powerful.
Wow.
It really, really works, okay? So, and I'll share with you how I did it because literally most of them came from my webinar. And the cool thing about the webinar is that you get people to fall in love with you, and it doesn't matter what you sell them, they'll buy it. And because they've already trusted you, because they've already shown up, because they've already decided to say, you know what, I want to join Steven. I don't care if he's signing me up to Empower Network. I don't care if he's signing me up anywhere. I want to join Steven. And because of that, here's what's going to happen. You're going to realize that you're going to get people signing up, and you'll also get less refunds. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Cool. Also, because of webinars, right, as you can see, this is actually the month we hit our first 5-figure month. We actually, inside of our business, we hit like 9,000. And then with our coaching business, it put us over 11,000. I mean, webinars work. I mean, and literally this was a lot of this was due to webinars. So webinars are really a powerful way, not only to recruit people, but really to get people to fall in love with you. And the truth is that when you get people to fall in love with your brand, they'll buy anything you have to offer. And whether they decide to want to join you or not, it really doesn't matter, because literally the people who stick around to the end of the video, they're just going to buy from you, and they're going to buy a lot from you. And you'll be very surprised, and you'll be very, very pleased with how many people will begin to just naturally start falling in love with you and your vision, as long as you do a good job at that, which I'm going to share with you how to do that. So by now, hopefully you're sold on webinars. By now, hopefully you're paying attention and you're listening to the information I'm going to share with you, because I really do believe it has the power to not only change your business model, but it also has the power to help you get more sales and to get quality leads. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and hopefully your notebook is out, and hopefully you're taking some notes here, because I'm really going to hit it out of the park here. Okay, so let me share with you what I'm going to teach you exactly on this presentation. Exactly. I'm going to teach you about webinars. I'm going to teach you about funnels, and I'm going to teach you about text marketing. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to use webinars in your business. I'm going to teach you how to use funnels, how to create the funnels in your webinars. And I'm going to also teach you how to create text marketing, simply because hold on one second. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, I didn't put it in there, but I'll show you in a second. All right. Simply because of the fact that text marketing works. As a matter of fact, I have a picture here that I wanted to show you, but I'm not sure what I did with it, okay? But yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so as you can see on this webinar, I got 185 people to hit the traffic. I got 116 registered, and I got 75 live attendees. So as you can see, I had a sign up rate of 63%. And I'm going to share with you exactly why I had such a high conversion. And I'm also going to share with you the reason why I had over 50% show up rate. I mean, those are great numbers, and those are the numbers that I really truly believe that you can also get when you decide to make the decision and just start doing this stuff. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Because the truth is that it doesn't matter how many people register, if they're not showing up, then you're not going to be able to sell them anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Matter.
So
yeah,
the show up rate is super important. And literally how I was able to do that, my friend, is through text marketing. Text marketing is really cool. I'm going to get into that. Okay. And it's super, super inexpensive. And I'm going to share with you exactly what I use compared to a lot of the things that are really, really expensive. Okay. So let's check this out here. Okay. So let's start with the webinars. Okay. I'm going to talk about 3 things in specific. All right. Why webinars get you more quality leads, why they bring absolute value to your leads. And this is important because your leads will become more of a quality species. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but they would become better when you begin to start giving them value. And doing webinars for them is the absolute best way to nurture your leads, that they begin to start loving you. Okay. And it's also I'm also going to get into why you can make sales with webinars. So let's start off with why webinars get you quality leads. Okay. So I'm going to be breaking down this into 6 steps, and I really want you to make sure that you write some of this stuff down. Okay. So there's going to be 6 steps in why regular leads turn into quality.
Okay.
Okay. So the first thing is when a lead wants to attend your webinar, or when you're trying to get a lead, the first thing you have to do is you have to grab attention and entice them with benefits of attending the webinar. So on Instagram, there's a lot of things that you can do, but really the best way to do it is to do it in 15-second Instagram, because I know you're using Instagram. Instagram allows you to use a 15-second video. Okay, if I were you, literally, if you have PowerPoint, if you don't have PowerPoint, I would use Canvas. Okay, what we would literally do is we would create these little slides where we would talk, and we would just in 15 seconds try to tell our audience to attend our webinar and why they should attend our webinar. So the videos were the best way to grab attention, and it was the best way to give them the benefits of why they needed to attend the webinar. Now, this is a side note that you should write down. In that 15-second video, we would tell them to text a word. And then the word, when they would text that word, they would get an automatic message with the link to attend the webinar. Now, this is a really cool thing about this, because in order for them to attend the webinar, they had to text something, which means we got to collect their phone number. We got to collect their information. And at the same time, for those who were not serious, for those who did not care about our webinar or are not interested in us and were not being curious, they did not text, right? So it required an extra effort. It required the lead doing something extra, like pulling out their phone and texting a word to get the link. Okay, so that right in itself that I just gave you, that right there makes a quality lead. I'm going to share with you the reason why. The second thing that they have to do is that they have to choose, once they get the link, if they want to opt in and give you their info. They have to choose. It's not like, they're going to do it. I mean, some people will click on it, but they have to choose if they want to opt in. But the thing is that when you're doing the first step, it's a micro commitment. When they've given you their phone number and they've texted to get the link, it's already a micro commitment. And in the book Influence, it talks about how people get influenced when they take the first step, because since they've already taken the first step, it just makes sense to take the second step. They actually did a study in the book Influence, and they talk about how they took these 3 college students, right? And then they had them write a certain response. Like, they had them write their answers, okay? Their answers for something that was happening in the lab or something that was happening in the environment. Not really important as what I'm going to share with you now. So the 3 college students, one of them had the ability, okay? One of them actually never wrote it down. He just kept it in his mind. The second person wrote it down, okay, but he never showed his response. And then the third person wrote it down and he showed his response to the entire audience. And what happened is that they realized that the person who kept it in his mind and never really made a commitment, never really wrote it out, he actually changed his response when he got the answer wrong. The second person, when he wrote it down, but since he kept it to himself, they realized it was a bigger commitment, but he never showed it in front of everyone. So he still had the option to change his answer. And then they figured that the person who wrote it down and showed it to everyone had no choice but to stick with his answer because he had made a commitment. And the same thing is happening here with your leads. They're making a commitment psychologically, a micro commitment that keeps getting them further and further into the rabbit hole. And the further they get, the harder it is to back out of it since they've already made the commitment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Beautiful. Okay. The third thing that they have to do is they have to check their email to confirm that they will be going to the event, which in most cases, if you do the webinar right, you do it 3 to 4 days from the moment they opt in. Okay, now if you think about this, they have to kind of block this out of their own schedule. So now you're getting into their own schedule and people are blocking that date out for you. And I'll share with you how to do that in a second, okay? The fourth thing is that they have to schedule the time when the webinar is to watch it. The fifth thing is that they actually have to show up. And the sixth step is that they actually have to sit through the entire webinar presentation, which is normally 60 minutes long. So think about these 6 steps for a second, okay? The process that you're putting your leads through is a process that automatically is getting them to become a quality lead. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, you may even want to create a separate list in your autoresponder where you're literally, it's just for webinar people, because that list will be a more responsive list than any of the other lists because they've already done all of these 6 things, or at least 4 or 5 of them, right? So this is basically the 6 steps. So really quick, before I move on, is this kind of making sense to you in your mind of why they would become more of a quality lead? And if so, just share with me what you've taken.
I do think that makes perfect sense of it being a more quality lead, because the person has to take more steps than what, just a regular lead is going to have to take, whereas you're just asking for their email address or something and they're not really committing to showing up somewhere or something, whereas this person is having to send you a text message from their cell phone, so they're going to know that you're going to have their cell phone number. So they're more than likely going to be more serious than just any other person.
That's powerful, dude. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you hit it right in the head. So I'm going to quickly just go over the psychology of how this works, okay? You see, as human beings, the harder it gets to, the harder it is to get something, the more we want it, because we have to jump through hoops and obstacle. And it almost makes it that much more valuable in our eyes. Like they did a study of these college alumni students, right? Like these college students that were in these fraternities, right? These fraternity groups. And they realized that they have such a tight group in these fraternity groups because before they can even enter, they have to put these people through hell. I mean, they make them do some crazy stuff. I mean, some have to just take punches to their stomach until they puke, right? I mean, some weird stuff, right? I mean, not all fraternities are like that, but some are really weird. And they realize that when they made it harder on someone, the perceived value of entering the mastermind or the inner circle all of a sudden became that much more valuable to their eyes because of the fact that it was a harder process to get through. All of a sudden they valued it more because it was a harder process. All of a sudden they were more loyal. They were more loyal to the fraternity group that put them through hell because they were put through hell, right? And they realized that when they don't go through this process, the fraternity people are more likely to leave, are less loyal, and they don't perceive it as being valuable. Even if the mastermind, even if the inner circle really sucks, okay? They just still perceive it really good. So, and also, as you can see, the type of process is basically automatically taking your leads and putting them through a process that gets them to take action just to finally get to you. And normally, once you put people through an obstacle of that matter, once they get to the prize, it's perceived as 10 times more valuable. So if you think about it, when you're getting on these webinars with these people, okay, what's going to happen is that it really doesn't matter what you teach as long as you're giving them value. But regardless of what you teach, let's say it's not as valuable as you'd like it to be because you're getting started, just because of the process you've put them through, they'll still admire it. They'll still look at it as being invaluable because of the process they've gone through, right? And imagine if you're that much more valuable. The emotion heightens, their perception about you heightens, and then when you're asking them for the sales also heighten, right? I mean, I've gotten 19 sales in a webinar, which was the most sales I've gotten in webinars as of yet. And I mean, it just works, man. It just works. Even if you suck at it, I mean, it just works really good. So Let me share with you now how the funnel works, okay? So hopefully you're taking notes here. And I'm going to share with you the exact step-by-step process your lead goes through, okay? And I'm going to share with you, obviously, the first thing is ads, right? I mean, well, since you're doing Instagram, right, I kind of already told you what you need to do, but I kind of repeat it again, okay? On Instagram, okay, you want to use that 15-second video that they give you as a way to advertise to your audience. And you want to create like a PowerPoint presentation, and you want to try to do it in 15 seconds with the call to action, with them having to text in order to get the link. Okay, so let me give you an example. Let's say you have a presentation about webinars, and you want to teach people how to use webinars inside of their business. So what you would say is, this Wednesday at 9:00 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be going over webinars and how I created X amount of dollars, or how I created this kind of result. To attend this webinar, limited to space, please text text to this number. And that's it. I mean, it's a 15-second video, and you're making it as enticing as possible, and you want to make sure you're getting people's attention. Okay. What I would also do, man, since you're in the stage where you need to grind, I would even go as far as direct messaging some of these people in your audience and getting them to your webinar. Or paying somebody in the Philippines, or outsourcing that and getting them to do that, and literally kind of like hire like a virtual assistant and get them to personally direct message the people so they can attend your webinar. That also works. All right. So the second thing is basically the opt-in, right? You have to collect their name, email, and phone number. Okay. So if you're doing it through Instagram, you're collecting the number automatically, because in order for them to get the link, they have to text a certain number. So you're automatically getting that number. So then in the next page, you just need their name and email. Okay. So that's kind of how that works. All right. So, and I'm going to share with you the software that I use in a second here. Okay. But I want to share with you the concept, because this is more important than the details. Trust me, the details is probably what like the little small details about how to, what the software is, this and that. Like, don't worry about that too much. Okay. So basically, the next thing is the follow-up. Okay. And, I'm going to share with you a little bit about what you do in the follow-up. That's important. But I'm going to share with you that when you're doing webinars, you should do them anywhere from 3 to 4 days out. That's normally like a good times to do it at. And then of course the last thing is you have to do the webinar. Okay. So I mean, this is very exciting, because this is going to help you establish a good name for yourself in your niche. And it's also going to help you nurture your leads that you're getting. So I'm really pumped up for you, dude. So let's talk about traffic, right? So obviously this is something that's really simple. You should be driving traffic that is specifically targeting targeting the people that you're going to be selling and giving value to. Okay. The second thing is the opt-in form. Hold on one second. All right. So the opt-in form is basically, you're creating a webinar registration page where you're capturing their name, email, and phone number. And I'll share with you how to do that in a second here. Okay. And here's something that's really important. I want you to write this down, because this is super important. So there's going to be follow-ups that you need to follow. Okay. So the follow-up is basically going to be the confirmation email. So as soon as they opt in, the first email they should receive is a confirmation email, just stating that they registered to the webinar, that it's going to be at this time, this day. And you can even ask them a question like, hey, reply yes if you're attending. Just because this just automatically just increases your engagement, and it automatically also it increases your deliverability through your servers, like GetResponse. It's a good sign that you're a good guy. So that means you'll hit their inbox instead of their spam folder. The next thing is a follow-up. Okay, and here's what you want to do. This is really important, Steven. You want to create a follow-up video, okay, or some follow-up training, okay, some off-the-wall value video. And this is about setting the right expectancy, because if you can create people to have thoughts of expectancy of what to expect, if you can build an anticipation that's going into the webinar, not only will people more likely show up, but more people will buy from you, because you're exciting them. You're anticipating that this webinar is going to be the bomb. right? So what I would suggest is the first video, you just give a video you give a video with so much value, and you give it away for free to the point where they can even make money from that video, right? And the reason why you want to do this is because in the long run, they're probably going to be a really good customer of yours, and they're probably going to be one of the people that buy your high ticket sale, okay? And then the third email should be, again, the next day, a follow-up video with more value, just giving more value than the previous video. And then the next video, guess what? Even more value than all of the other videos. You see, what you're doing is you're giving the prospects positive expectancy, because they're getting so much value inside of the prospects' minds. Here's what they're thinking. Holy cow, this dude Steven, he's giving me so much value. I cannot even imagine what I'm gonna get when I attend the webinar. When you attend the webinar, what's gonna happen is that they're gonna be so excited. Not only are they gonna be excited, but throughout the, through the follow-ups leading up to the webinar, they're gonna feel like they know you. They're gonna feel like they have a relationship with you, even if you've never talked to these people, right? And they're gonna feel mad love from you. They're gonna feel they're gonna feel good about it, and it's gonna give you an opportunity for them to fall in love with your brand, fall in love with Steven Garcia, right? I'm sorry, I'm not sure if that's your last name. I don't know why I said that, but
yeah, it is.
I was like, Steven Garcia. Damn it, did I screw that one up? I think that was my friend's name. All right, cool. So I'm glad. I was like, I don't know why I said that. But basically, right, that's what you're doing. And you're expectancy, dude. And this right here, this information I'm sharing with you is so powerful, because this is exactly what I've done to create the results I created in my business using webinars, and the results I'm gonna create now and getting to the next level. So the last thing you need to do is you email them at noon, just like a reminder. Hey, the webinar is going to be today at 8 o'clock or whatever. Then you email them 3 hours before the webinar, 1 hour before, and then you send a message to their phone 15 minutes before the webinar, letting them know that the webinar starts in 15 minutes. Okay, that message you're sending them, that 15-minute message, 15 minutes before the webinar, is it's gonna basically it's gonna crush it, dude. I mean, your show up rate is gonna go so much higher because you send this text message to them. It's gonna be so ridiculously amazing that it's gonna make you go, holy cow, my show up rate is huge. And you're not gonna be talking to a blank wall. You're actually gonna have people, okay, that are gonna be that are gonna be showing up because you send them the message. It's gonna skyrocket your show up rate, okay? So basically, what I just outlined is basically exactly what you need to do to really get more quality leads, to increase your conversions, okay? And to just start taking it to the next level. I mean, literally, you don't need a lot of people to create your first 5-figure month. Like, you can really do it with 3 or 4 people because you're all in, and because you have high ticket products that you can sell. So, I mean, the cool thing about this is that the people who show up are buyers, and you have to treat them like that. And not only do you have to treat them like buyers, but you have to believe in them, and you have to believe so much that they're going to also buy the highest product in your business. And it doesn't matter if you get 5 or 6 people. I've gotten webinars where I've gotten 4 people, and one of them they equal anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000. So I just want you to kind of understand that. Okay? So this is really powerful stuff, because again, don't get discouraged if you only got 3 or 4 people, dude. You got to act like that's 400 people. You got to understand that the people who are showing up to this webinar understand the psychology and the process they had to go through to get there. They're buyers. They're committed. They're the best kind of people that you could get at that moment. So treat them like that, and don't get discouraged, because when you're doing webinars and you only see 3 or 2 people, it's very easy to kind of get discouraged, and that's going to affect your way of delivering your content to them, which then is also going to affect the overall outcome, which is closing them out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Where you at? Cool. Dude, I just shared with you like so much, man. So like, tell me what's up. Tell me what's
No, I that makes perfect sense. And and I wish I would have thought of this before, because I see why you have so many people showing up to your webinars, because that follow-up series, you're giving them value. So they're kind of in suspense, wondering, okay, these follow-up emails are so good, I wonder what's going to happen during the webinar. So now I guess I just need to figure out how to put it all together for myself.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally get you, dude. And no, I mean, I'm excited because I'm gonna share with you how to do that, and I'm gonna give you the opportunity also to literally, you know, start rocking it out as soon as next week if you want to do that. Let me tell you something, dude. I want to outline really what you're gonna learn. You know, you're not only gonna learn how to do webinars, but if you think about it, you're going to have the opportunity to teach every week, which is going to increase your communication skills. You're going to be in the position to become a credible source in your niche, right? If you constantly come and you deliver value to them. And you're also going to have the ability to just rely on yourself instead of relying on a sales video or a company or hiding behind the products. If you do it this way, trust me, they're going to fall in love with you, dude. And they're going to want to buy everything from you. They don't know who David Wood is. They don't know who, you know, when they're seeing all of these upsells, they don't know these people. And not like you and me, we're weirdos. Like, we bought everything and we're like, this makes sense. Like, this makes a lot of sense to me, right? But, you know, dude, not a lot of people who think that way. And because they don't think that way, it's not like they're stupid. It's not like we're better than them. It's just that they're at that level and we got to somehow bridge it better, so when we're bridging them, they're not getting hit with the upsell so hard, and they're like, "Who the hell's David Wood? What the frick? Who's this? What is all this?" You know, if you bridge it this way, it gets them to fall in love with you, gets them to trust you. It's like if you trust me, and I recommend a good restaurant around your place, like when you go there, you're just gonna naturally go there, trusting me, trusting my advice. You've never talked to the cook. You've never tasted the food. You've never, ever been there. But because you trust me, you're just going to naturally go to the restaurant and eat food at a place you've never even looked at. You didn't even look at Yelp. You just trusted my word. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
And the same thing is going to happen. Okay. There's a lot of people who are now starting to become aware of webinars, but webinars are so powerful. And to take it up a next level, when you're ready, I can show you how to do automated webinars to the point where you're literally doing a webinar every day, but you're really not doing one. But your prospects think that you are, because you're doing like an automated Webby where it puts them through the same process and it puts them through the same emotion roller coaster, and it makes them feel like they're attending a live workshop, but they're not. It's recorded.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so I'm going to share with you, I'm going to share with you two sources in a second. I'm going to share with you how you can, the software you can use to start collecting people's phone numbers, okay?
Okay.
You can incorporate it with your lead pages or whatever you have, but because of the strategy you're using, you don't really need to incorporate it, because you're just putting a number out there and you're telling people to text it. So it'll automatically capture it for you. The next thing is I'm going to share with you the platform that I use, okay? And I think it's really good. I think it'd be really good for you. So does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So really quickly, man, just share with me like what you learned, like how much value you got, and what you're excited to use this to implement to your business.
And really, I've gotten a ton of value from what you just shared with me. I mean, even though we've only been on here for a short period of time, I mean, it's kind of basically given me a breakthrough as to what I'm doing, not necessarily wrong, but what I can do to really get the prospects to see me as the expert rather than what I've been doing. Because what I've been doing is just trying to give to everyone, no matter, you know, who they are and what action they take. And I think that's why I wasn't able to get people to get the higher ticket items, because I was basically telling them everything myself for free. And then the way you have your follow-up set up for that webinar is great too, because you're giving valuable training. So they're expecting something a lot of great value once they're about to attend that webinar. So I think with all the things far, I think that you've given me enough really to take it to that next level that I'm looking to get to.
That's awesome, dude. And I'm excited for you. Okay. Now, what I did want to share with you, right, is I wanted to like basically do a couple of things. I wanted to give you an opportunity to basically be part of something that's really big, right? And I have a mastermind group and a couple of students that I'm coaching right now. And the truth is that they get this information for free. They don't have to pay for one-on-ones and things of that matter. As a matter of fact, they also get weekly. We do weekly coaching calls in a group, and we also do a weekly webinar where I literally solve some of the problems that they're having in their business, and then I give them solutions for the following week, right? And something like this, honestly, if you want to set this up, you want to do this right, I'd be more than willing to help you do it if you're part of the mastermind group. And the cool thing about mastermind groups is that not only do you get to benefit from some of the things I've learned, but you get to benefit from everyone in there. And the truth is, it's really cool because one of the things that I've realized is that as I continue to advance and the more I continue to learn, the more I continue to evolve. So the cool thing is that you're always going to be, everyone in the mastermind really is going to be getting top-notch training and things of this matter. Okay, so I just need to let you know that you do qualify, because you actually, not only did you pay for the one-on-one, but you also showed up, and you also made me realize when you talked and you shared what you got from this, that you're going to implement this and you're going to succeed. So I also do believe that you're going to take action on this. But I'd rather you do it with me than do it alone. And I'd rather you actually do it with the group than you do it alone. So what I wanted to let you know is that this mastermind group that I'm talking about is a yearly mastermind group, which is cool because it's 365 days. And we have weekly coaching calls, okay? And we also have weekly webinars. We also have a membership site where I put stuff back there. But the best part about it is you basically get to tap into my mind and tap into everyone else's mind. So I just wanted to let you know that, because I really do believe that you would be an asset to the mastermind group, and I really do believe you'd learn a lot. And the more you surround yourself with people who are going somewhere and literally kind of rub shoulders with them, all of a sudden you also begin to start thinking like them. And because you start thinking like them, you start taking actions like them. And because you start taking actions like them, you also start creating the same results or better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So here's what I wanted to let you know, okay? Before I do, okay, I'm going to share with you, actually, I'm going to share with you this after, but I'm going to share with you the two things I'm using. And then as a gift, okay, I'm going to hook you up with my webinar presentation. Is that cool?
Yeah.
So it's going to be basically a structure, okay, of how I do webinars, and just follow it. And if you have any questions and you're part of the mastermind group, then you can just ask in it. But it's basically a structure. So when you're doing your webinars, you don't feel like, kind of like when you're winging something, you're like, oh shoot, what am I gonna do next? But when you have a structure, not only are you more effective and more efficient with the time that you have, but you come out more confident, right? Because confidence comes from preparation. And when you have a structure, you follow that structure and then you close out. You can also use webinars. I want to let you know. Here's what I use them. I use them to sell like the lowest level, but you can also in the near future sell high tickets. And what that means is that you could sell $500 products, $1,000 products, and even $3,000 products, which you have. So that would just be like you would just have to do things a little differently, but you can sell high ticket products through webinars, which is really cool. I use them to sell $7, $25, but I've now recently just started selling high ticket, and it's really been changing my life, the webinars. So is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let me just let me just share with you a couple of things here. And do you have any questions so far?
No, not yet. No.
Okay, cool. So just give me 1 second here because I wanted to share something with you that's cool. Can you see my screen or not yet?
Not yet.
All right, cool. All righty. Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, cool. So basically, this is what the mastermind is going to entail exactly. Okay, it's going to be 365 days. Okay, it's going to include a membership site where I'm going to be updating it with top-notch training. Okay, and we're also going to be we have weekly calls and we have weekly webinars. Okay, and it's for 365 days. And on top of that, you also get a one-on-one every month. And what that basically means is that something like what we're having now, if you ever do fall into problems in your business, we can actually have a one-on-one, okay? But what I'm going to do here for a limited time, right? It's, something like this normally is $10,000 because I'm using a lot of my time and I'm devoting a lot of my effort into helping you succeed. But because you've decided to go as far as you have, I'm deciding to take this off and, make this 50%. And really it's $5,000. But what I'm willing to do at this moment, and this offer only remains on the table today. If you decide to walk away from it, it's not going to be the same. But the down payment that you put down, okay, what I'd be willing to do is I'd be willing to put it towards this mastermind group, okay, which means that if you take $5,000 and you pay $397 to be here, okay, you take $5,000 and you minus it by $397, it actually come out cheaper. It come out to $4,603. Now, here's what I can tell you, okay? What I can tell you is from getting coaching, because I get coaching myself because I want to crack 100K. And what I've realized is sometimes all it requires is one thing that you need or one thing that you'll hear or something that all of a sudden makes the biggest difference. And although this may seem like a lot of money to a lot of people who are average, I know you're not average, you have to understand something, that this right here is really insignificant. If you can start making $10,000 or more per month for the next 12 months, that's $120,000 a year. If you do that for the next 5 years, right? If you do that for the next 5 years, that's actually $600,000. I mean, that's actually $500,000. And when you look at $500,000 or more, and you look at $4,625, isn't it that tiny? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really insignificant when you can see the potential of how much money you can potentially make, okay? And what I wanted to include there as well is as a bonus, okay? As a bonus, what I wanted to include there is I would personally walk you through, okay? We'll do like a kind of like a one-on-one through email, and I'll literally show you my screen of how to set up a webinar, how to create a registration form, and then how to market it, right? And I think that alone is worth more than this because it's going to help you create results, okay? But that would be as a bonus, as an addition to just you taking action, okay? Now, I want to let you know that, $4,625, not everyone has it, at this moment, which is the reason why I've decided to break this down into 3 payments, okay? So when you look at this, if you break this down into 3 payments, let me just give me a second here, 3 to 7. If you break this down into 3 payments, it actually come out to $1,534.33. Okay. And we can go ahead and get you started as soon as today and plug you in right away. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense.
So what I want to know, okay, is one question, okay? If this has the potential to help you start making $10,000 a month, just this mastermind, because understand something is that there's so many things that I'm learning and that I'm giving back to this community, okay? And as an addition as well, I do want to let you know something that's important, okay? I'm actually going to be coming out with a product that if you, and I'm not sure how long I'm going to do this, but this product is going to be a high ticket that I'm going to be selling. But if you make the decision and get started today, the product is called The Journey. And in this product, I basically teach people how to create mastermind groups, how to add coaching and consulting to create six figures, how to create, how to put together a membership site, how to do webinars, how to install weekly patterns. But most importantly, I'm going to be teaching the 7 things that you need to be on the journey to create six figures, right? Or multiple 5 figures in this case. So that's a product that's still in the making, and you'd get that, that product in itself is going to be selling for $5,000. So technically, it's like you're getting 2 things for the price of one. And the only thing you need to do is put a down payment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I want to know is one question. If this has the potential to help you start making a multiple 5-figure months, then don't you think that this is a good investment?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Now I want to let you know something that's important. Okay. You see, I realized something when I was talking to my mentor who just cracked 100K, and I messaged him on Facebook and I said, "Hey, dude, I got to talk to you for a second." He said, "What's up?" I said, "Dude, I want to crack 100K. I'm tired of making $10,000. I want to crack 100K. I want to crack 100K." And he said, "All right, cool, man. Well, you need more webinars, you need more automation, you need more funnels." I said, "Okay, I got it." I said, "But what do I need to do to get your coaching? What I need to do to get your coaching?" He said, "Dude, you don't want my coaching. It's really expensive." And I said, "Dude, if I continue to keep holding on to that belief that your coaching is expensive, what's going to happen when you become like Tony Robbins? It's going to be unattainable if I stay stuck where I am." So what I decided to do is I decided to get uncomfortable, okay? And I decided to invest into it. Plus, it's a tax write-off. You can write it off. And I decided to invest into it. Let me tell you something. In 48 minutes, having a one-on-one with him after I got started, 72 hours later, I was able to get my money back, because of the truth is that I decided to take massive action. And if you're that type of person ready to take massive action, like I believe you are, then I really believe you'll benefit from this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So Steven, how would you like to take care of this? Would you like to do PayPal, or would you like to check out with debit card or Visa or credit card?
I I'm really gonna have to figure it out, because I basically spent all my money getting on this webinar with you, so I need to look at some
Okay.
things.
Well, here's what we can do right now, okay? Well, what can you do at this moment? Okay, what can you do at this moment?
Let me look and see how much money I have.
Yeah, go ahead and take a look at that, okay? I'm just gonna grab something to drink. You let me know when you figure that out. I'm just gonna stay on, okay?
Okay.
Hey, Steven, what's the best email for me to send you the webinar presentation?
The coach Steven Garcia at gmail.com.
Perfect. I'm going to be sending that over to you right now.
Okay.
Okay, you just let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I think I only have like $83 really.
So you only have $83 right now at this moment, right? Now, well, let me ask you one question that's important. Is the only thing holding you back right now is it the money?
Yeah.
It's just the money, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So let me ask you a question. By when do you think you'll be able to have the rest of the money?
As far as the installments or the full amount?
The installments. So
Probably the 10th. Because
we're talking about the 10th of May.
next. Yeah, because that's when I get paid again.
Okay, cool, awesome. So here's what we'll do. Okay, here's what we'll do. Let me ask you a question. You want to do this?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. So here's what we can do. Okay, I'm gonna have my personal assistant. She's gonna reach out to you, and we're gonna put you in an agreement plan. Okay. But what I want you to understand is that I'm gonna hold your word, okay, to you. I'm gonna make sure, like, I can trust you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means if you say you're gonna pay it May 10th, and I give you access to some of the stuff, right? You're gonna go ahead and do that, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you're a man of your word. I'm a man of mine too. Okay, so what I'll do, okay, you have $83, okay. Here's what I want you to understand, right? When I got started really quickly, back in December 7th. I'm sorry, not December 7th, last 2013. It was December 21st, and I got a Skype call from Peter Sorensen or whatever. I always mess up his last name. But he gave me a call, and he wanted me to be part of his mastermind group. The only thing I had to do is I had to get all in. I had to buy the highest product, which was $3,500. Now, mind you, I was 3 months backed up in rent. I didn't have any money. Okay, I didn't have nothing, dude. I mean, I was looking at my account, and I didn't even have $83. I looked at my account and said, holy cow, I'm in big trouble, right? I looked at it. I said, but there's something inside of me that I said, you know what? It doesn't matter how much money I have in my bank account. I'm going to figure this out. And we got off that call. I listened to an Inner Circle audio by David Wood, which is creating resources out of thin air. And when I listened to that audio, I kid you not, in 72 hours, I listed 50 ways to come up with $3,500, and I was able to do it in 72 hours. And here's what that taught me. It taught me that I don't really need more time. I just need to get creative and have to think outside the box, because that's all I needed to really do. And I'm so thankful that I did that. And it was 3 days before Christmas. And I didn't have to do it. But I realized that this could actually change my life. And the truth is that it did. The truth is that it did. And I want to help you as well. So I want to help you. Make sense?
Mm.
So what we'll do is you only have what, $83?
Mm.
Okay. Why don't you send that through PayPal, okay? And then what we'll do is we'll take down the $397 that you already paid for this coaching call, okay? And then we'll take down the $83, which would then bring it to, let's see, 8, 10, 18. Okay, that would bring it to 480. And then on May 10th, okay, on May 10th, you'll go ahead and pay the remaining the first installment, okay, which would be, let's see here, $1,000. It'd be minus. We'll take 480, which would be 480 divided by 3. So the first installment would be $1,506.66. Okay, and that would be May 10th, correct?
Yeah. Can you show me that payment thing again? Because I must have been looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, no problem.
Or I must have misunderstood what you were saying.
Okay, do you see it?
Not yet.
Okay, let me give me 1 second here. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we have two. Dude, there's really 3 options here. Okay, the first option is I can literally help you. It would be the gold option, where I just literally walk you through the webinar, and I kind of just share with you how to do that. Okay, that would be where I literally show you step by step. You know what I'm saying? Okay, like literally step by step, super detail. Okay, that'd be $1,666. Okay, and basically that would be you can either pay it in 1 shot or you can pay it in 2 shots. But if you pay it in 2 shots, there's going to be an interest rate of, I believe, 14% or something like that, which then technically you'd be paying $2,000. Okay, you pay it in 2 shots. If you decide to do the diamond package, what that is basically it's instead of the 365-day mastermind, you're doing 6 months. Okay. And what that would be, it would be $3,120, and you can either pay that in 3 payments, and that comes out to $1,040 at 0% interest, right? Or you can do it in 4 to 6 months, but you'd have a 14% interest rate, and that means that you have to pay $592. That's if you do the 6 months, okay? If you decide to do the black one, okay, is basically it would be $5,000. You can either do it in 0 to 3 months, which is $1,666.66. I mean 67 cents, or you can do it in 0 to 3 months with I believe with a let me see something here. I believe with the 14% interest rate or something like that, and it would be if you do it in. Let me just see here. Every bracket increases in 3 months increments. Okay, so if you decide to do it in 3 to 6 months, okay, you'd be basically paying $891 and 67 cents per month, and that would be I believe a 7% interest rate. Okay, on that. If you decided to break it into, I believe, 7 to 9 months, you pay $633.33. If you decide with the 14% interest rate, and if you decide to do it in 12 months, you'd pay $504.17. But I believe you'd be at 21% interest rate, and in total you'd pay more. So really, the payment plans are kind of flexible, and you can pay like that. But the interest rate does go up, so you do end up paying a little bit more. So the question is, which one of these packages would you rather do at this moment? Would you rather do the gold, diamond, or black?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the gold for right now.
Okay. Beautiful. So you're gonna do the gold. Okay. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What I'm gonna do, bro, because I like you. Okay, I'm gonna hook you up with a 3 months inside the mastermind group. Okay, that's 90 days. Okay, so not only am I gonna walk you through doing the webinar, but I just want you to taste what the mastermind's like. I want you to see exactly how much value you'd be getting from that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that means that we'd be breaking. So you'd be good with paying $1,666.
Yeah, I'll figure out a way to get it.
Okay. So cool. That's gonna be so I'm gonna mark you down for May 10th. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So what we can do at this moment, okay, and you know, you put down the $83, and we can go ahead and put you in the mastermind group and give you access to that.
Okay.
Okay. So would you like? Do you have PayPal?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, yeah. So go through the PayPal stuff. Can you send me the money through PayPal?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Let me know once you've done that, and then I'll let you know what's next.
What email do I send it to?
You can send it to here. I send it to you through Facebook. Do you see it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay, I just sent it.
Cool. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you do me a quick favor? Can you just type in Facebook the email that you want me to send that PDF for the webinar presentation?
Yeah.
Cool. Beautiful. Awesome. Now, would that be also a good would that also be a good email for me to send you the login details to the membership site?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Awesome. Now, I do want to let you know that there's a lot of things in there, okay? A lot of things that you can kind of like dabble in there with and get excited about. But I also want to let you know that I want to let you also know that the training here just constantly gets updated because I'm just putting new content in here. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. And then before we get off, I'm going to share with you the 2 sources that I use for webinars. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Beautiful. All righty. And all right. So here's what I use, okay? I basically use something called Slick Text. Okay, this is what I use to capture people's numbers. Cool.
Okay.
And inside the membership site, okay, inside this membership site, if you go to Webinar Mastery Module 1, I basically not only do I go over the presentation live, but I also kind of reveal how I create presentations and then the webinar platform that I use. Is that cool?
Yeah.
I believe I've sent you an invitation to the membership site, so you can go ahead and get started with that. And then I'm going to add you to the group. Okay, I'm going to add you to the group, and then what I want you to write down is on Mondays at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern, which would be I think 7. We have coaching calls, and then on Thursdays we have hangouts. Actually, on coaching call, and then on Saturdays we have a hangout.
Okay.
At 2 p.m. Eastern. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, beautiful, man. So we're pretty much good to go, man. I mean, we pretty much got everything out of the way. It got really dark over there, didn't it?
Yeah.
It became like, wow, man, that's crazy. I literally saw the sun go down. Now I can't see. But hey, I got the recording, and I'm gonna send you the PDF as well.
Okay.
So I'll send the recording with the PDF, and you can always go back to this and check it out.
Okay.
All right, cool.
All right,
man. Congratulations. And my personal assistant, she's gonna reach out to you, and she's just kind of go over the agreement with you so it can protect me and you. And then on May 10th, you're scheduled to make your first payment, correct?
Okay. Yeah.
All right, perfect, beautiful. All right, man. So I'll talk to you soon, man. Congratulations.
All right. Thanks.
Man, take care, brother. Bye-bye.